Okay, welcome everyone. This is a shocking one. Shout out to Butterman, Butterdog. Shout out to Butterman. ETA now. Had to unplug and replug in my camera. Let me get this shout out on Instagram quick. Everyone announce yourselves. This is shocking. Okay. Dude, nice video Leon made, eh, Butter? It's freaking awesome. He's got 500,000 followers too, dude. Shout out to Leon, man, if you're watching. Walt, shout out to Walt, man. I meant to re-congratulate you for getting the whatever you got. It was yesterday or 2 days ago, rather, that you got the lit for your wife. That is lovely, guys. Walt has a pretty crazy story. We might have to interview him one day, Walt, because he was a big proponent of AI and making his house all smart enabled, and now he's on a big kick to get rid of all the smart tech, which is, you honestly can't escape it. If you go to any Home Depot, etc., they got a million freaking different devices you can plug into your house now. Smart lights. I mean, you name it, man. It's freaking shocking. Now, let me just read this because this is freaking insane. Did you know? Hold on a sec. Genesis 1:6, I believe. And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." Crazy, dude. Absolutely shocking. We got to talk about the firmament in a little bit here. What a rabbit hole it is to find out NASA. I mean, let me just say this, and this wasn't even supposed to be the topic of today's video, but let me just say this. I'm going to shout this out on Instagram quick, and then I'll tell you what is so jarring. Shout out to Walt, man. Thank you. Did you like the sun one? I imagine that's a bit of a play on words with the video about the sun. Freaking shocking, man. Shout out to Butterdog, dude. Chad mode. I need some more. Do you think I'll talk to you in a second about it, Butter. Hold on a sec. T minus. Yo, Butter, check out the live title I just put on Instagram. Thanks, Walt. Dude, it was one of my favorites, man. I mean, when NASA shows you a picture of the sun, they confirm that it's a composite image. And then you have this guy with like a $40,000 setup that zooms into it and it looks completely different. What's going on, everyone? Don't mind the title of this live. It's meant to shock you, although we do need to discuss somewhat about that. But we're live on Rumble right now talking about, for one, what just happened with Campbell's soup, okay? And it's a lot worse than you may have seen. And secondly, we're talking about what the US Army admitted about Bigfoot in the 1960s and then later retracted their sentiments. It's freaking shocking. So we're going to be discussing this in full detail, and I want Dave Johnson to join. For one, because he's got a professional profile picture, he's got a check mark, like he's the kind of guy, everyone else as well too, but come on over to a special platform that's free speech that we can discuss freely on. This one, you'd be surprised you cannot freely discuss. We are live on Rumble right now. We already got 40 people on Rumble, and we're streaming, talking about the shape of the Earth, NASA, a couple of other things in that regard, and Campbell's soup and what the US Army admitted. It's freaking shocking, and I implore you, you will be absolutely floored and implored if you come over to Rumble right now. It's at the link in my bio. It's free to download, free to watch, and free speech. Shout out to Anthony Scolassi. Anthony has been with us on Instagram for years now. I recognize that name in 2 seconds, dude. Scalassi. You know he's Italian. His last name ends in a freaking vowel, man. Come on. Ciao, exactly. So come on over to Joe. I'd love to have you on Rumble too. So Rumble is it's at the link in my bio. It's an alternative to YouTube. It's free to download, free to watch, and free speech. Come on over right freaking now. And it's at the link in my bio. And it's just Shane Vibes Live Streams is the name of my channel. Okay. So I hope to see you guys there. And actually, not so much. Jess said, are you even able to do a live? I think I am live right now. But then she said, did you have enough information or do you need to pause while other people give you your answers? What? I don't really understand the question. You think like there's someone next to me giving me answers or something, or what's going on? Who's Michael Schofield, dude? Let me know. Okay, I'll see you guys on Rumble, all right? It's at the link in my bio. Come on over. We'll keep this convo going, all right? Much love, everyone. Who the hell's Michael Schofield, and what the hell was that chick talking about? Is it blasphemous to say hell? Like, what the hell? Who's Michael? That better not have been a chirp. Fictional character. Is that the guy from oh, I thought that was the guy from Walking Dead, but okay. I don't know how I gave him that vibe. I never seen Prison Break, so I don't know all these references to TV shows and movies and shit that everyone watches. Vince knows, and Vince is New Year. Shout out to Vince, man. Wow, that's crazy, Will. That's crazy. Tell me more, Vince. Tell me more what the joke was. Did that guy just, was I the butt of that guy's joke? Let me know. Dude, shout out to Butter, man. Butter Dog, of course. Okay, so 2 things. For one, and I know if you make a Rumble account, you can comment. It is more fun. Look, we have Archibald from France. This is freaking worldwide. We got Chad Apple in here. He made the Schofield Bible. Oh, okay. That's not the actor from Prison Break, because apparently that's what I just looked up. But what's the joke then, Vince? Like, is he saying, how did I give him the vibe of the guy who made the Schofield Bible? Like, what's the big idea with that? Okay, no problem, Vince. No problem. Okay, so listen, Campbell's soup. We grew up on it. No big deal. And you can look at pictures of the ingredients in soups and ketchups and all kinds of different stuff 50 years ago to now. Ketchup used to be like 4 ingredients and in a glass bottle. And now it's in a plastic bottle with like 20 ingredients, including GMO corn syrup and a bunch of other crazy stuff. So our food has changed if it's not evident. Unless you're from France. The only thing you've got to really worry about in France, my understanding is, yeah, watch out for the microplastics and the BPA, but you guys don't have fluoride. You don't have GMOs that are growing there, but there is still some GMOs in your guys' food. And you got to watch out for farmed salmon or really any farmed fish. Shrimp, stay away from shrimp unless it's wild. And even then, some people say you're not supposed to have, well, there's a couple different sea species that they say you might not want to eat, but I'm sure you'll be fine. And look at Smoocha, all the way from frickin' Australia. They eat anything, man. You should see the guy I follow, Brody Moss. He's in Australia, eating just about damn near everything out of the ocean. Incredible. Shout out to Smoochu, man. That reminds me of in Dumb and Dumber when he says, "Oh, where are you from?" And she says, "Austria." And he says, "Oh, g'day, mate." Stupid movie. Okay, so listen, Campbell's though. This freaking guy, I don't know who is more of a who deserves more praise. Because on one hand, if you're not understanding, if you didn't hear what happened, the CEO, it wasn't even the CEO, but it was a top executive, was secretly recorded, which I thought that's wiretapping. Oh, and we have to talk about tides. Holy shit, you guys will not believe that the moon does not cause the tide. It is a lie that the moon causes the tide. But we have a few things. Remind me to talk about the moon in 2 seconds. I want to talk about Campbell's though. So this guy gets secretly recorded. I don't know how it's not illegal that he did that. And he's getting sued because what? He admitted that there's printed meat. But basically he went on a tirade for about an hour about how he doesn't know why anyone buys Campbell's food. It's for poor people. It's gross. It's toxic. And he said it's printed meat. So this is blowing the can wide open, no pun intended, about 3D printed meat. And the shocking part about it is the only reason we know a top executive at Campbell's is displeased with how they're running things. Shout out to Dave Johnson. Shout out to Dave, man. I'm happy to see you on here, man. Is because a guy is in a lawsuit now suing him. Now, the guy suing him is kind of like I said yesterday, like it's a bit ratty behavior. Like you secretly recorded your boss like saying he doesn't like the food and then you're like suing him. Like it's kind of cringe. But on the other hand, it's great because it's now blowing the whistle open about the fact that the food is toxic and shit, and even the top guy doesn't want to fucking eat it. Whereas, whereas we have, you know, Steve Jobs wouldn't let his kid use iPads. Bill Gates, what did he not do? Use a computer. I can't remember what his kids, or he didn't vax his kids or something like that. And then we also had, but that was debunked, but you never know if the debunk is real or not. And then you have Mark Zuckerberg was taking a picture of, and his freaking camera on his laptop was covered over with a sticker. Anthony Scolassi. Shout out to Anthony, man. That's the Italian guy I was talking to you guys about, or that you heard me mention on the live. So anyways, you have these people who aren't getting high on their own supply, so to speak. Michelle Obama, this is the craziest thing. I know you think I'm going to say something else about her, but the entire White House in 2015 was basically all the people who ran Monsanto, who make GMOs, were in the White House. Top executives, lawyers, this, that, and the other. Everyone who worked in the White House freaking ran Monsanto. And so they're obviously very pro-GMO. Yet, Michelle Obama pioneered this green... They had an organic garden at the White House. So I remember that being, the hypocrisy was just shocking that was going on. Again, not getting high on your own supply, right? But, so this guy's saying it's printed meat. And even if it wasn't printed meat, like maybe he was just saying it tastes like that, like it's just kind of a crap flavored meat. But the shocking part is, even if it wasn't 3D printed and it was instead like factory farmed, I don't know which is worse, because the factory farmed meat, the conditions of those animals is horrible. No one should be buying, especially now that we're finding out about modified atmospheric packaging, which I'll tell you about in a second. You do not want to buy your meat from the grocery store. Should just leave your mind as a possibility. It is no longer a possibility. You're not going to miss it. You're going to find an Amish farmer, a local butcher, a local farm, a freaking farmer's market, butter dog, and you're going to get your meat there or raise it. Of course, if you have the potential, if you're living on land and you're not raising some form of an animal or another, it's kind of like in Grenada, no one is not growing anything on their property. Even if they have a tiny property, they got a freaking mango tree going. They got all kinds of fruit trees going, and they'll have chickens. Like if you have land, you use it to save money on food because you can raise some of your food on your own land. So that is a no-brainer. But otherwise, you want to be getting your meat from a person, not a factory farm, and then a grocery store that's owned by, who knows, these private equity firms that own all kinds of crazy shit, okay? Now, the modified atmospheric packaging part of it is shocking because, again, we mentioned this yesterday, but it's still new to me. I only learned this like a freaking month ago. They somehow approved, and this is totally banned in Europe, they can inject the plastic container of meat with a gas that is like a preservative. It's a toxic gas that keeps like the red meat looking red. And it is, like I said, it's banned in Europe. It's likely quite toxic. It absorbs into the meat, but it makes it look fresher than it actually is, which is putrid and very unfortunate. But they figured out a way to extend the shelf life and the ability to sell shit after it's gone gray and old. Instead, it looks nice and red. So it's not enough. Like, think of how inverse in the natural world, we're supposed to be eating a healthy, well, if you want to eat meat, if you want to be vegan, this won't register with you. But if you want to eat meat, you have a healthy cow raised on a healthy pasture with no heavy metals, no pesticides, no herbicides, no fucking and synthetic fertilizers. And you quickly kill the cow. He doesn't even know it's coming. Boom. 2 seconds. Then chop him up. The first hang him, of course, you got to hang it, let the meat dry age for 21 to 28 days or whatever. And then you're eating a pure meat product, no chemicals, no toxins. That's how it used to be. Now, well, yeah, Kennedy, dude, I was hopeful for Kennedy, man, to Mr. Himanshu. I was hopeful for Kennedy, but now what we have, if you want to buy meat from a grocery store, is a cow that is on antibiotics because it would die because it's in such close proximity to a million other cows in a feedlot. They're feeding them GMO corn and soy to fatten them up quicker. They're probably getting them to drink fluoridated water, which is honestly the least of your freaking worries. So shit food, unfortunate water, horrible conditions. Then chip chop, maybe there's a chlorine bath, maybe not. Then modified atmospheric packaging. And that's why stuff at Costco is cheaper. That's why stuff at Walmart is cheaper. Now, you can still get a good freaking deal on good meat from a local farmer. It's not going to be an arm and a leg, but it's just shocking how things have went so backwards. We're supposed to be the highest technologically advanced in human history, but our meat is put in a freaking plastic container, plastic, of course, so microplastics, with a toxic gas, and it's fed GMOs its whole life, which causes rats to grow tumors and become infertile within 3 generations. That's what GMOs do. And I'll say that till GMOs are banned, because not enough people know that yet still. They're still buying the stuff. So you can see that everything that's meant to be good is being inverted into something that is unfortunate for you. I'm just talking about the food supply right now. But that is actually, from my understanding, a form of black magic, where what's good is bad and what's bad is good, where they invert things. Water is supposed to be living, alive, full of minerals, vibrationally boosting, pineal gland decalcifying, hydrating. Like, water itself is supposed to be like medicinal. And what do we get out of our taps? Fluoridated, toxic water with pharmaceuticals, trace contraceptives, all kinds of different chemicals, contaminants, forever chemicals. And what's worse, or not worse, but also unfortunate, water is not meant to be pressurized in a freaking pipe. Victor Schauberger talks about it. Water is meant to spiralize. It flows in nature naturally. It's self-organizing and likes to form the Fibonacci sequence wherever it goes. That's why rivers look like tree branches, look like lightning strikes, look like your lungs. That's the Fibonacci sequence. Jamming water into a pipe, the water is not pleased, and it's damaging to the frequency and the molecular structure of the water. So again, my point is, and you may join this live, I guess, and go like, oh, this is kind of negative. But I don't know. I mean, is it really? I'm pointing out the fucking obvious here. Like, water used to be one way, now it's this. Meat used to be one way, now it's that. Clearly, these are the two options. Everything's an accident and a coincidence, that everywhere we look, unfortunate toxic poison, or it's part of a plan to put toxic poison in the food, air, and water supply at little doses, micro doses, so that every day we're getting exposed to a little hint of this and a little hint of that, or in some cases, a lot of hints of a lot of that. And if that's the case, what would be the agenda? Like, why would they want us to be weak? Why would they want us chemicalized? Well, I wonder if it has anything to do with like being more easily able to be controlled. I'm just throwing that out there. Like, I don't know. Why else? Of course, some will say, well, because they profit from it when you're sick, but I don't think you getting sick is like their end goal. It's to just keep you in a lowered state of consciousness so that we can get to 2030, and 2040 and shit with all the plans they have for Agenda 21. With that being said, don't think just because, like me, we've eaten all this toxic food growing up, like you're not gimped. You have the potential today to rejuvenate and restore and detoxify and boost your pineal gland and get this crazy stuff out of you and raise your vibrational frequency, which, by the way, if you do focus on raising your vibrational frequency, you are boosting the frequency of the entire of humanity, because it's like infectious, right? Think of a tuning fork. If you whack a tuning fork and bring it close to another tuning fork, the other one starts resonating at that frequency, the one you hit. When you raise your own frequency, you're raising the frequency of, my understanding is basically all life on Earth, but especially like human consciousness. With that being said, today, for the early, not Black Friday, but Chalk Friday, we are giving away free superfoods to help you detox and rejuvenate your system. I'm going to talk about the moon in 2 seconds. You'll be freaking shocked. But I wanted to mention, because I got a few DMs about this before the live, we are giving away 2 bags for free of the Chalk Lit powder. This is the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia. This stimulates stem cell production. Shout out to Cytheris and Himanshu, by the way, who both made new accounts. Shout out to both Cytheris and Himanshu, man. Welcome to freaking Rumble. Free speech. I don't know if I'd say all the stuff I just said on Instagram. Like, it kind of could be considered false information. Do they label it as modified? I don't think they have to, Top Spring Guy. I don't think they have to, man. So we're giving away 2 bags of the chocolate heirloom organic cacao from Bolivia. It has some of the highest antioxidant content in the natural world, binds to free radicals, detoxifies, is believed to decalcify the pineal gland. Extremely delicious. We have it every single morning, sometimes every night as well. And Chalk is doing a massive ultra limited discount code. So this deal is first come, first serve though. So as soon as I post the link in the chat, make sure you click it. Just check it out anyways, even if you're like, you know what, man, I don't want superfoods. I don't like superfoods. Even if you're that kind of person, which is fine, different strokes for different folks, you want to click the link because there's a lot of freaking amazing resources on that site and a whole bunch of good information. So the way the deal works to get the free chocolate powder, $100 bag, delicious, you'll never go without it. The #1 supplement at chalk.com, I'm going to post the link in the chat. Make sure you click it so that you get bumped first in line. The #1 supplement at chalk.com, then we're going to talk about AirPods and the moon, is the Chalk Shilajit, the hot water purified Shilajit, which is clinically studied to bind to free radicals, heavy metals, phthalates, microplastics, and all kinds of stuff and excrete it out of the body. It supports healthy detoxification. We're about to talk about the shape too, Rev. It boosts testosterone for men, 21% in 90 days, clinically studied. For women, it optimizes your endocrine system, your hormones. It's extremely pro-fertile. And it induces something called neurogenesis, which is the production of new brain cells. So it gives you memory, concentration, focus, mental clarity, you name it. It's a freaking superfood for your brain. That's the #1 supplement for men and women. The second top supplement for men and women is the organic ashwagandha, which seems to have grown legs and escaped my grasp. But pretend this says ashwagandha on it. Ashwagandha, ours specifically, has 21 clinical studies. It boosts melatonin production, so you get 1,000 times better sleep while you're taking it. It lowers cortisol. It increases hormone optimization and fertility, and ours is certified organic, whereas most ashwagandha is farmed in China. So the way the deal works, and this is first come, first serve, go to chalk.com, and you see that 53 life I wrote there? 53, here it is. 53 life. The first couple people who go to chalk.com and you add any supplement or bundle to your cart, like the Shilajit, the ashwagandha, or the Irish moss, or the Chad mode, which Chad Apple is watching right now. Shout out to Chad Apple, man. The Chad mode, the blue spirulina, super detoxing, delicious, organic caffeine, cleanest pre-workout energy drink in the natural world. First couple people to get a male or female vitality stack with that code 53life. This is the Chalk Friday special. You get a 53% off lifetime discount. You can cancel or modify your subscription at any time. And automatically, you're going to get a free $100 bag of the heirloom cacao included in your order automatically. Freaking amazing. First come, first serve, first 2 people. Now, if you get a single supplement, like the Shilajit, the Chalk Daily, the ashwagandha, a single supplement, or the Chad mode, and you use that code 53life on the subscription, you get a free $60 bottle of the Chalk minerals. So it's first come, first serve. You get a free minerals if you get a single supplement, and you get a lit if you get a male or female stack. Now, the other thing is, Himanshu said, oh, glutathione. Wow, shout out to Cytheris, who obviously is paying attention. I'm psychically detecting possibly it's a she. She said, how cool. I was going to mention glutathione, but you already have it on your site. You got the good stuff. Cytheris, I love when people who are into or have done a lot of research on like herbs and superfoods, when they check out the Chalk site, choq.com, for anyone listening and not looking at the chat, because it is shocking. If you're into herbs, for example, and you hear that our Irish moss is wild crafted from Nova Scotia, that is like an anomaly in the supplement world because the vast majority of Irish moss is farmed in the Caribbean and it's full of microplastics. Oh, you are a guy. Damn, I vibrationally detected. I misgendered you, man. My bad. But anyways, our Irish moss, full matrix of minerals, wild crafted. And then our Tomcat, same thing if you're into Tomcat at all. Tomcat Ali, which someone asked me, they commented on my video, they said like they didn't know what I was saying. The Tomcat we have is wild crafted from Malaysia. It's got 23 clinical studies. It boosts free testosterone 21% in 90 days. And again, it's wild crafted, which is crazy because most Tomcat is farmed in China also. It's shocking. And China grows a lot of shit that ends up on Amazon's freaking supplement store. By the way, don't buy chalk from Amazon. Chalk has nothing to do with it, and Amazon's not pulling down the storefront of someone LARPing as chalk. So make sure you go to the site. Plus, you won't get a free lip powder or 53% off if you go to Amazon. You get it from chalk.com, you get the free lip. The other thing I was going to mention, though, is about this guy's question. Is EarPods conspiracy also connected to this, what you just said, like non-wired affect our frequency? Absolutely. Himanshu, by the way, dude, are you Japanese? Tell me about your username, dude. But yes, you don't want to wear, you do not want to wear, yeah, I know, Cytheris, that's right, man. You don't want to wear AirPods. I would never wear them. I don't even like, sometimes holding my phone for too many hours is kind of a pain in the ass. But it's good to get your bare feet on the ground and try to limit your exposure to non-native electromagnetic frequencies. AirPods, wearable technology, your Wi-Fi. I mean, I do think it's a great idea to unplug it at night. In fact, I'm sitting here right now. The Wi-Fi's off. How am I on the internet then? With a wire. You wire it. I'll tell you all about it. Now, the other thing that's shocking is to Mr. Where is he here? Yeah, Himanshu said it's just to reduce your testosterone level. Exactly, man. The plan, that's one of the biggest parts of the plan, is to reduce male testosterone, because I guess if you think about men throughout history, anytime there was a power struggle or a conquest for power, you needed a lot of men who were pretty strong to be able to make any really notable, I mean, I wouldn't say notable achievement. I'm sure someone like meditating peacefully also made an achievement, but like, if you want to move a mountain, you need a lot of strong men. So seemingly there could be this is obviously part of the plan to lower testosterone and make them weaker so they're less likely to revolt. And then even if they do, they're like a bunch of soy boys, So Thera said they have this way you can wire your Wi-Fi through electrical outlets. There was a cool product so you can turn it off and just use a normal plug for internet. So Theris, my foot is 4 inches from that cool product you mentioned. And so you plug your Wi-Fi router, your router, let's say, is in the basement. Wherever it is, you plug it into this adapter that plugs into an outlet. And then some other part of your house, you can plug in the other outlet. It's a double product. It's two pieces, 2 devices. One goes next to your router that plugs into your router, and one goes anywhere else in your house. Now, then you can plug an Ethernet cord into that product in any other part of your house and plug it into whatever device you want, and you have internet with no Wi-Fi. But I will say that you do lose a little bit of speed, but not really noticeable. Like, you can still watch stuff fast. Like, it doesn't buffer, but you do lose a little bit of speed that way, as opposed to running a long wire from your router to wherever you are. Himanshu said, no, bro, I'm not a Jap. I'm Indian. I'm Indian who ain't pagan and toward the light and truth. Shout out to Himanshu, man. Shout out to Himanshu. I was going to go with either Japanese or perhaps like, is Himanshu Indian? I guess it could be, eh? Shout out to Himanshu, man. We've talked all about India, man. Yeah, exactly, Cytheris. Like, I don't need to watch how fast do you need your internet? Like, as long as it's not buffering the whole time you're watching something, like, it's good enough, man. You don't need full speed 5G strapped to your forehead to be able to use the freaking internet, or to be able to enjoy the internet, and use it to raise consciousness, right? Apparently a bunch of people are on the site right now, by the way, and congratulations to who just got a chalk daily. Or a daily and a Tomcat. Someone just got a daily and the Tomcat Ali at the same time. I'm going to say, because it's Chalk Friday pre-sale, I'm going to tell Chalk to include a lit in their order as well. The lit was reserved for male or female stacks, but he got a daily and a Tomcat with the code 53life. So he's going to get a chocolate included in his order as well. Anyone else on the fence? We're doing probably 2 more bags of chocolate powder if you get a male or female stack, or at least more than one supplement. And if you get a single supplement or a single thing like the Chad mode, with that code 53life, it's 53% off for life, and you get a free $60 bottle of the chalk minerals included in your order, which, by the way, you didn't even ask me what the Sam Dam's the chalk minerals. It's a humic shale deposit in Utah, the biggest in the world, they say, except maybe in Inner Earth or maybe in Agartha or something. Humic shale deposit, cold water extracted, full matrix of minerals, rebuilds your DNA, and supports pineal gland function massively. And that's free if you get a single supplement. Viper said, Winnipeg has the highest fluoride in all of Canada. No shit. Are you serious? Politicians get paid for putting fluoride in our water. It is a neurotoxin that they used. I don't know that they did use it in the concentration camps. Like, that was disputed, but I do know that it is toxic enough that it will melt the highway when a truck crashes. It happened in Brockville in 2016 in Ontario. A truck crashed carrying fluoride, and it melted the freaking pavement, like the highway, the road disintegrated where the fluoride spilled. But what's very interesting is the news article on it. They're so sneaky, eh? Instead of being like properly transparent and saying, hold on. Instead of being properly transparent and saying, this truck spilled carrying a toxic chemical that's being carried to your local water supply to be put in your water. Instead of saying that, it was like, a truck spilled carrying like a hazardous chemical, and so it was just absolutely shocking. And then the people were hospitalized, and the one guy who was driving the truck actually perished because it like splashed all over him or whatever. And that was hydrofluorosilicic acid. So that's what they add to our water, which absorbs into our pineal gland. And the same way it hardens your teeth, it hardens your freaking pineal gland. So that's the idea why you want to be taking the minerals, the Shilajit, the Chad mode, the lit powder. Basically, every chalk supplement supports healthy decalcification and supports pineal gland function massively. One sec. Hold on, I just got a notification. Oh yeah, the highest world record holder of IQ, the highest IQ guy. Did you guys hear about him? We'll talk about him in a second. Fluoride was one of the first things I woke up to, man. In fact, I've probably said the word fluoride like literally more than, honestly, if I had to bet, I probably have said fluoride out loud more times than like 99% of people living on Earth today, which is a crazy thought. Fucking fluoride, man. We just got to stop adding it. It's the simplest thing. Just quit adding it, and that's one major toxin knocked off the list of bullshit that we are exposed to all the time. You know what I mean? Now, to the person who just got the Tomcat, I wanted to mention too. So, Tomcat Ali is like a household name in Malaysia. They all know about it. And it's the same kind of thing. Like, if you're in India, Himanshu will know all about this. If you're in India and you're asking around about Shilajit and you're getting Shilajit, it's like common knowledge and known that you're getting it because either you want to boost your testosterone or you're trying to have a baby because it's so pro-fertile. And so it's the same thing with the Tomcat in Malaysia. It's like, if you're looking for Tomcat, if you're taking Tomcat, it's like, oh, because you want to boost your testosterone for men, or for women because you want to calibrate your hormones and boost fertility. It's an amazing thing. So whoever just got the Tomcat, just know that you're getting a wild-crafted, clinically studied adaptogen, which is freaking shocking. And Chalk just texted me and said that we can do two people can use the coupon code 60life. which is a 60% off lifetime discount as part of the Black Friday pre-sale. Holy cripers. Congratulations to whoever the next two people are. If you get a male or female stack with that coupon code at chalk.com, you are getting a free $100 bag of the chocolate powder included in your freaking order. First two people, 60% off for life with that code. And of course, yes, you can cancel or modify your subscription anytime. Just keep in mind the clinically studied benefits are based on consistent consumption over 90 days. Now, I'm just going to briefly shout this out on Instagram, the Campbell's soup thing, because we got to talk about the aborted fetal cell side of things. And we still have to talk about the moon. Yeah, I know. Optimistic realizer. I know, dude. And they meddle around with how they call it. They'll say it's sodium fluoride, but it's actually, yeah, hydrofluorosilicic acid. That's right. And that's what spilled on the highway. They called it like 3 different things in the news article, but it was the fluoride that was going to the water supply, which they never want to tell you about it. Welcome, everyone. So this is breaking, shocking news that's perhaps more harrowing than we previously considered. This Campbell's soup thing is freaking shocking. And yeah, Monica says, bullshit. Monica, I wish it was. In fact, bullshit would actually probably be healthier at this point than Campbell's soup. It's absolutely harrowing. So right now we're doing a deep dive on the latest breaking news with McDonald's too, but with the Carmina, you'll have to DM me with the Campbell's soup thing, and also a hidden part of it that I'm not going to mention here for obvious reasons. Mainly the fact that we're on Instagram and there's a bit of censorship going on, and I'm not trying to get pinched on here with a strike. Okay, so what we're doing right now is we are live on a free platform, free to watch, free to download, and free speech. That's right, Mike. Shout out to Mike. Called Rumble, and it's at the link in my bio. And if you want to come watch me live on Rumble right now, exposing this shocking situation, click the link in my bio that goes to my link tree, and then you'll see the Rumble live stream link. And again, you can watch. I know, Daniel, don't even get me started, dude. Please, man. I don't even want to think about it. You can watch it from your browser, or you can get the app, and you can also get the you can get an account and then you can comment on it. But regardless, we're live on Rumble right now with like 60 people. We're covering this Campbell's soup thing, and also about how the moon is not what they say it is, and it doesn't affect the tides. Something else is moving the tides around, and it's pretty freaking cool. So come on over to Rumble. We'll see you all there. I hope to see all your guys' usernames at Rumble right now. And especially Drive, the guy with the check mark, man. Shout out to Drive, man. Okay, shout out to St. Louis, by the way. St. Louis, rather. Come on, St. Louis. There's a mountain near me called St. Louis. Anyway. Oh, no. Tiger just said, please explain. I literally just added a can of Campbell's soup, chicken and dumpling soup. No. Tiger, Lily, do not eat that soup. Oh my gosh, guys. Tiger Lily literally is pouring a soup right now of Campbell. Holy Kreipenheimer. Lily, put that soup down and don't even feed it to your dog. Or pray over it hardcore, and then you should probably be okay. But just let's be careful about it. Come to Rumble first and then make your decision. It's at the link in my bio. I hope to see all you guys there, all right? Shout out to Linda as well. The freaking jacket just fell off of the coat hook while I was talking about that. Eerie, eerie indeed. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you don't need to buy canned stuff if you know how to can your own stuff. And you know what the other hack is that don't buy chicken breasts, don't buy chicken drums. You're paying for someone to cut up the chicken for you. You got to buy whole chickens, man. Yeah, maybe, Walt. Fuck, that's a crazy thought, Walt. Is it only the Campbells with the meat in it? Viper, at this point, let me tell you where my mind goes when I hear that Campbell's stuff is printed, 3D printed. I heard like 7 years ago that any major factory produced food, right, of these corporations, which we know are poisoning us, I heard this lady who maybe you could say is a bit unhinged, but she said that major factories have, and she said it like bold face, like she wasn't even like cringing saying it. She was like, this is what it is. She said that there are basically like sorcerers, like black magicians, not like they're actually black, like skin, but I mean like black magicians using dark magic, evil magic shits. And that they actually um, impart etheric parasites, which is a non-physical parasite, it's an energetic parasite, into factory produced food. So basically, there's some dude standing in the factory or maybe on its way out of the factory or whatever. If you picture something that's like halal or kosher, right? Like they say a little prayer and then boom. Well, it's kind of like that, except instead of saying a prayer, it's sending a curse into the food. That's what this woman told me in 2017. And so to answer your question, is it the only one with the meat that's 3D printed? Honestly, I just wouldn't go near any factory produced food. Anything, and what some people say, if it's in a can, don't eat it. If it's in a plastic container, avoid it. Um, so I don't know if it's just Campbell's, but I don't imagine that some like competitor to Campbell's actually has like quality stuff in it, especially when you look at that graph that shows all these corporations that own like hundreds of foods companies. So there's like 6 corporations that own, for example, all the media. All the media is owned by like 6 companies, right? Same thing with the food. Like Tyson Foods is one huge one. Cargill, I think, is another. And they own like 80% of the food supply. And so if they're corrupted, you just don't want to buy any prepackaged food shits. And you don't need it anyway. You can make your own food. Think of your grandparents. They knew how to cook a whole meal out of a freaking onion, a potato, and a cube of stock. And here we are like putting Pop Tarts in and getting Eggos, It's shocking. So, but you can do that too. Viper said, I use my energy tools to clean all my food. Well, exactly. That, even just praying, I asked this woman, she does body, no, bioenergetics or something was this course she did. And I asked her, and she says, so we study like we help people make their homes EMF proof and like boost their life force energy. And I said, how much life force energy is in meat? And she said, depends on the meat. Totally depends on the meat. And then she said, we have, what is that photography? Carillion photography. Meat and any food that is prayed over increases its life force energy massively. So you could probably eat Campbell's chicken noodle soup with 3D printed meat and aborted fetal cells in it. But if you pray over it, you may be just fine. Especially if you believe you're just fine because you prayed over it. Like there's a power of the mind element to this as well, right? However, I will say, even with the amount of power of the mind that I use, pray over your food, sun charge your water, bless your water, write love on a piece of paper and stick it to your jug of water. Wake up and say love, 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 and run around, with these positive thoughts. All that is very important. But even with that, I think back to the 20 or so years that I was totally unconscious. And I'm like, well, I do want to do a little bit extra for my system and my consciousness and my frequency. So even with power of the mind and praying over my food, I still think it's imperative that we be detoxing and that we boost our intake of superfoods and minerals. Because even if you're eating 100% organically today, you're getting less than 10% of the minerals. And I don't know if you can pray the minerals into your food. Because if the minerals aren't in the soil, then they're not in the plant and they're not in the animal. And they did soil samples in the 90s that the mineral composition of the soil is down, was down back then, like 70%. And now we know they're spraying billions of gallons of glyphosate to this day, per year rather, in North America. So it's not necessarily better now. right? So even with power of the mind, you want to be taking superfoods. And that is specifically why when Chalk told me that we're giving away a bunch of chocolate powder today, the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia, $100 value, delicious, detoxing, full of antioxidants, binds to free radicals, detoxes, believed to decalcify the pineal gland also. That's the chocolate powder. I was freaking stoked. We have 2 more to give away. It's going to be your morning warm beverage. Your hot freaking cup of joe is going to be a hot cup of lit. It's going to be your bedtime routine as well. Not too close to bed if you don't want to, you don't want to be pissing all night, but you don't want to chug anything before bed. But we have lit every single night. Hot water, bit of maple syrup. There's already maple sugar crystals in it, so it is naturally sweet. It's been sweetened with organic maple sugar crystals. There's also organic Ceylon cinnamon in it and organic vanilla bean powder. So super freaking delicious. We're giving 2 of these away for free. The way the deal works too, because it's the Chalk Friday pre-sale, the #1 supplement at chalk.com, before I send you this link, which is first come, first serve. So as soon as I send this in the chat, make sure you click it to get bumped first in line. The #1 supplement at chalk.com for men and women is the hot water purified Shilajit. This is the one I recommend most highly. It's believed to decalcify the pineal gland. It's a hormone optimizer. It increases brain function. It stimulates the production of new brain cells. It boosts testosterone for men, and it balances hormones for women. It is considered, they call it the destroyer of weakness in India. Himanshu, drop some Shilajit knowledge, guys. He's in India right now. It's the best. You need it. It's freaking amazing, and it's detoxing, and it rebuilds your DNA. That's the #1 supplement at chalk.com. Now, I just posted the link in the chat. Make sure you smash that link so you get bumped first in line. The way the deal works is the 60 life that I just wrote, Chalk activated for the Chalk Friday pre-sale, 60% off for life on any subscription or bundle. If you go to chalk.com and you look at the male and female vitality stack, for one, you'll be shocked at how many clinical studies they have, how many certifications, organic, wildcrafted certifications they have. It's freaking amazing. If you're one of the next 2 people to add a male or female vitality stack to your cart and you apply the discount code 60life, you get a 60% off lifetime discount, which you can cancel or modify at any time. And automatically, you're going to get a free $100 bag of chocolate powder included in your order. But if you get a single supplement, like you wanted just the Chalk Daily for men or just the Shilajit for women, and you add that to your cart and you apply that discount code, it comes to less than $1 a day, and you will get a free $60 bottle of the Chalk minerals included in your order automatically. So like I said, even if you're eating 100% organically, you're getting less than 10% of the full matrix of minerals you want to be getting the minerals into, and those come from a humic shale deposit in Utah, cold water extracted. Freaking amazing. First come, first serve. The other thing I recommend you check out at least, freaking get it, is the Chad mode, because it has organic blue spirulina in it, which is trending right now because of its ability to bind. It's a binder. It binds to toxins and chemicals and excretes it out of the body. But also, it has 150 milligrams of organic caffeine per scoop in it. So it's a natural energy drink. It's a pre-workout. It energizes you and it detoxes you. It's freaking amazing. Check out the Chad mode. Get it. You're getting 60% off for life on your subscription, which you can cancel or modify your subscription anytime. And you're getting freebies included in your order. First come, first serve, though. And apparently a bunch of people are on the site right now, according to Chalk, who just texted me with the update. And we still have 2 bags of lit left to give away to the next 2 people who get a male or female stack. That's right, Himanshu. Shilajit is found in northern India in the Himalayan mountains. Freaking cool, man. Very much in trend, especially in bodybuilding industry also, because it boosts muscle growth, muscle endurance, and muscle recovery for men and women. The other crazy thing about it is there's a compound in Shilajit called C60 or carbon 60, which it's a fullerene molecule, so it's shaped like a soccer ball, super weird, but it has anti-aging effects, which is pretty freaking cool as well. Viper said, what happens in the physical realm happens in the spiritual realm first. Viper, that is one of the most profound truths in this reality. 100%, man. 100%. In order for it to manifest in the physical, it first needed to happen in the non-physical. It's incredible, because that means we are not creatures of circumstance, but rather creators of circumstance. And I will say, if you change your thinking to that everything is good, no matter what happens, that everything is good and everything that happens to you, it's for a higher power, it's for a higher reason, and it's amazing and good, your entire freaking life will change. So you break down, your car breaks down, and this is the tough one, but suppose someone close to you perishes, right? Passes away. This is why people have celebrations of life. It could be sad, and I understand, obviously, like, no shit, but they're on to the next. And if you talk to anyone who had a near-death experience or did die but came back, which some of the most shocking stories out there about it, it's like thrilling on the other side, apparently. And so this is why many ancient cultures, it's a celebration. Like, did you know the Mayans, which we're doing like human sacrifices and stuff, but did you know the game the Mayans would play with the soccer ball where they had to get it through the hoop and then someone would be sacrificed, right? Did you know the winner of that game that they would play would be the one who gets sacrificed? They competed to be sacrificed because it was like a goal, which is kind of weird that you think like you manifested, you're alive, like you're in the physical world. You just got out of the non-physical world, but you're so stoked to go back to it. I'm not saying it was proper, but like the other side apparently is, Well, Bryson, I was in Chichen Itza, man. I went to the Mayan pyramid and they had that game. So I don't know if it was just the Aztecs that played that game. You didn't know I went there, did you? Bryson, 81. I was there, man. I was at the foot of that pyramid. I was freaking shocked to see it in all its glory. And I was also, it was insane that they built that thing within a millimeter of the orientation it needs to be to have that shadow cast on it on the one day of the year. You guys got a deep dive on the Mayan pyramid. Every one of the pyramids has something crazy about it, but the Mayan one, I mean, you clap in front of it, and the national bird makes the noise back to you that echoes the national bird's call. Acoustics, man. It's all about acoustics. Viper said, everything that happens to us was created inside of us. I love it, man. Bryson said, no, I did not know you were there. I know, I'm sure I get some details mixed up in time to time about the Aztecs versus the Mayans, but I do know that the Mayans did play that game. At least that is what the Mayan tour guide said, and that was what was at the Mayan pyramids. How the hell do I know if the Mayan pyramids were actually Mayan? I guess I don't. But officially, which I don't usually buy the official story, but according to, the difference in the culture between the Aztecs and the Mayans, the Mayan pyramid is Mayan. But who knows? But maybe they played the same kind of game. Exactly, Himanshu. Exactly, man. There was no flood. It's as fake as climate change. Well, climate change is fake, but I mean, there is actual evidence that there was a flood. Not just that there is, they found Noah's Ark on top of Mount Ararat, and they found giant bones all around it too. Yeah, Himanshu, I think in India, hold on, Himanshu, pipe it down for a second, dude. Mr. India. Do you know that, for one, the voice thing is crazy, where there's acoustics, and there's some in Rome too, where you can stand like hundreds of feet away from each other and whisper. And the way the acoustics are, your voice carries all the way hundreds of feet in full audible. You can hear it perfectly with acoustics. But I know that in India, those step wells where it's like a bunch of steps to get down and at the bottom there's water? According to the guy I saw post about this, the way the stairs have this pattern to them that go down to the bottom of the well, if you look at it from an aerial view, it actually looks identical to cymatics, which is the study of sound, the picture that sounds make when you put a certain frequency sound on a plate and put sand on it. It shows you what that sound looks like physically, I guess, right? And the step wells are in the shape of a frequency that purifies water. So the ancient Indians who had this knowledge figured out, and I'm sure it was probably with advanced technology around the whole world, there's such advancements we can't even do today. But they figured out how to purify water at all times from, well, hold on. Lee Sung said the sea levels have always been the same. Look, I'm all about questioning the official narrative, but they found seashells on top of Mount Everest. Like, there was a flood. And the seashells that they found on top of Mount Everest were closed, not open. So that means they were alive when the water quickly receded, which is mentioned in the Bible as well. Shout out to Uncle Kevlar. Shout out to Uncle Kevlar. He said, I just came from your TikTok. Dude, yo, Butterdog, because I'm blowing up on TikTok, which I'm so grateful. Thank you, TikTok, even though you deleted my account last week, but I got a new one and I already got 30,000 followers. But I put in the bio, come watch me live on Rumble, link below. Boom. Now, Uncle Kevlar came all the way from freaking TikTok watching me live now. Shout out to Kevlar. And he loves my tinfoil hat. Where is that freaking hat? It's out of the room right now. I should be wearing it right now, man. You're right. I should be wearing my Dicenian goggles too, but shout out to Uncle Kevlar, man. Which video brought you to my TikTok? Oh, and I want to type in Baoli, which is the Indian word for those step wells. So let me just type that in. Baoli. Oh, wow, yeah. Rajan Ki Baoli. That's one of them, but that's not actually the one I'm thinking of. Let me type in Indian step wells. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Holy crappers, man. Like, I'm talking about this. Look at the camera for a second. This step well in India, okay, from above, like, it's not logical to have like a billion stairs. Like, who the hell needs to that many steps? Like, there could have just been like a single ladder, or maybe, one big steps. But this, from an aerial view, is a frequency and is said to purify the water in the below it, which is shocking, man. Well, good call, Kevlar. If you want to hear uncensored information that's not fact-checked and shadow banned, then yeah, Rumble is the freaking spot. Shout out to Rumble, man. Oh, that is cool. Shout out to Danny. Hold on, Danny, are you in India too? It's crazy that India used to make all these crazy structures, and now it's like, fuck, the pollution and everything. Like, we got to get back to basics, man. I wanted to mention too, congratulations, holy cripers, hold on. Someone just ordered a male vitality stack at chalk.com, and they used the code 60life, which dropped the price to about $2 a day. And they just claimed the chocolate powder, the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia. They're getting it for free in their order, which means we have one bag left to give away. If you go to chalk.com and get the male or female stack with that coupon code 60life, it drops the price 60% off for life. You can cancel or modify at any time, and automatically you're getting a free bag of chocolate powder. Last call on the free chocolate. There's one left. Male or female stack. Check it out at chalk.com and make sure you apply that discount code 60life. Kevlar, something shocking. I got to talk to you about that freaking Tides video, man. because that is otherworldly. So listen to this. Well, before I mention that, I should say too, make sure if you're on the site right now, because apparently a bunch of people are on the site, make sure to check out the Chad mode, because we're talking about organic blue spirulina, organic caffeine, cold water extracted from green coffee beans, organic lemon juice powder, organic tart cherry extract, super high vitamin C, extremely detoxing, and it will replace your coffee or any energy drink you've ever had. You'll never need to have again because you're taking this. It's freaking amazing. And it makes your drink extremely blue, which I need to get. Look at the reflection there. I need to get more Chad mode. Now listen. China is still polluting the shit out of China, though. But yes, India is polluting the shit out of India. We got to figure it out. I think the first thing we need to do is make plastic out of hemp. So at least if they're throwing it on the ground every day, at least it will decompose. You're going to Sri Lanka on Sunday, Danny. Holy crappers, man. Enjoy, dude. Enjoy. They just had a big uprising, too. Maybe it's free there now. So, dude, Kevlar said the video that brought him to Rumble is the video about the tides. So listen to this. Let me ask you this. This is so cool, man. I'm so glad I found this out. Did you know that the tides go up and down several feet, right? Like 10 feet. Sometimes the tide, because if it's shallow, like the water recedes like miles back into the ocean, and then the tide comes back, and then boom, bang, bang, right? Did you know that there is no noticeable tide in the Mediterranean Sea or the Black Sea or the Great Lakes or the Caspian Sea? Did you know that? Officially, the tides change because of the gravitational pull of the moon. But the moon does not gravitationally pull the Mediterranean Sea. Why? Secondly, the moon goes through moon phases, yet the tide remains constant every day. No matter what, if the gravitational pull of the moon was this, that, or the other, you'd think its different phases and distances would affect the tide. It doesn't. The tide is consistent. So the only oceans that are affected by the tide are obviously the main oceans, not the ones that are surrounded by like the Black Sea and the Mediterranean Sea. Do you know where the roughest oceans are in the world? At least on a globe, the roughest oceans are in the north. This is the going theory, okay? You know how another kind of thing that's coming up, we can't go to Antarctica. We also can't really explore the North Pole. Apparently, there's stories of people in Ireland and Scotland getting lost at sea and finding like a new land, and then getting sent back or reverse aging or prematurely aging or like disappearing forever, and then coming back saying they lived there for 100 years, but they're the same age, and it's different there, and there's different plants, and it's not on the map. There's apparently a land mass that's not on the map, that's way the hell in the ocean north of England, basically where the North Pole would be on the globe. Well, apparently there is a gigantic mountain over there, which is magnetic, and that's why our compasses point north. And it makes sense on a flat Earth map, but anyway. So get this. There's said to be 4 major rivers that come out of a landmass that's in 4 quadrants. So think of 4 big islands, basically. In the middle is the mountain that they call Mount Meru, and there's 4 rivers. Apparently, this is the going theory, because the moon thing doesn't make sense, and we know NASA lies about everything anyway. Apparently, there is some type of vortex whirlpool up there. And it sucks water in like a vortex and then expels it every day like a heartbeat, like your blood pumping. And that is why the main oceans experience a tidal flow, but not the Great Lakes, which are massive and should be influenced by the moon's gravity, and not the Mediterranean Sea, and not the Black Sea, or the Caspian Sea, or the Great, or any lakes and rivers. They're not affected by the tide, but the ones connected to the major oceans are. So, holy cripers, there may be a lot more going on to why the tide does its thing. And by the way, that's what all the ancients thought, by the way, too. Mount Meru, it's also apparently a black rock. It is a black mountain that's fully magnetic. Kevlar, you're right, dude. 100%, man. So then we open the Bible to page 1 and hear that there was a firmament that was made by God, and God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. Dude, you got to read the frickin' Bible, man. And one of the Bible ones, one of the passages I saw was, if a man, listen to this, it's better, I'll make it easier to understand, but I'll translate it for you basically. It says it's better to be far away if your wife is brawling, it's better to be on the roof than dealing with a brawling wife. And it's incredible, man. So then it also says, here's, if a man shall steal an ox or a sheep and kill it or sell it, he shall restore 5 oxen for an ox and 4 sheep for a sheep. So yeah, if you do wrong, you should do more than just right. You should make it more than right. That's what's wrong with that, man. I mean, it's just shocking. And I want to see where it talks about giants too. It does mention giants several times. But yeah, I mean, you got to read it, man. He made the firmament, and you know what's funny? Listen, evolution says we evolved from fish, and everything slowly evolved over billions of years. But as Kent Hovind said, plants need animals to survive. Animals need plants to survive. Plants need animals. Animals need plants. What evolved first, the plant or the animal? What came first, the chicken or the egg? If we evolved, why would a man evolve a reproductive system, without needing to reproduce with a woman because a woman didn't evolve yet? What evolved first, men or women? It makes no sense. But if you think about this, in the Bible, it says this whole thing was created in 7 days. Well, animals wouldn't have survived day 4 and 5 if it wasn't day 4 and 5, but it was billions of years. The animals wouldn't have survived without plants. Plants wouldn't have survived without animals. But if he made animals one day and plants the next day, boom, hunky dory. Makes sense, man. Really. The Earth does feel flat, I will say. Like, I've been in a bunch of planes, man. Like, I didn't see any curve. And we were 30,000, 36,000 feet in the sky. And it was completely flat. And one of the most shocking things is that they said that the Earth curves 8 inches per mile. You know that, right? The Earth is supposed to curve 8 inches per mile. But with a fancy camera, you can zoom in across Lake Michigan, which is like 100 and some odd miles. But you can zoom literally into the harbor and see boats and bottoms of buildings that should be covered by curvature by hundreds of feet. It's shocking, man. I know, Danny. I know. That is crazy, man. Yeah, but we come from a monkey as a joke. I know. We did not come from apes. That is for damn sure. If we came from apes, why are there still apes? You know? Perhaps, Rev, but you could be most high on a dome too. But you know what I was thinking too, and I don't know that this is just my own thinking, but if everything in this world is basically infinite, plants will infinitely reproduce. We can infinitely produce if we don't get infertilized by all the chemicals we're exposed to. The water is consistently reproducing on this earth. The air is constantly regenerating and being cleaned, and the trees and everything. I wonder if all that is infinite, then is also this realm infinite? That could totally be the case, man. Shocking thought. This is the last call for the free bag of chocolate powder, which we have one left to give away. The website is chalk.com. We're going to extend this deal for the next 30 minutes. So anyone who goes to chalk.com and puts the male or female stack in their cart, that is crazy, Lisa or Lee Sung. Anyone who goes to chalk.com and puts the male or female vitality stack in their cart and applies the discount code 60life, you get a lifetime 60% off discount, which you can cancel or modify your subscription at any time. And you will get a free $100 bag of chocolate powder included in your order. But if you get a single supplement like the Shilajit, the ashwagandha, the Irish moss, and you use that code 60life, it drops the price to less than $1 a day, and you will get a free $60 bottle of the chalk minerals. We're going to extend this deal for the next probably 30 minutes. Let's just call it till 6 p.m. So you got 45 minutes. Anyone who orders at chalk.com with that code is getting freebies. You can DM me on Instagram. Doesn't it, Lee Sung? Doesn't it make sense? Micro, macro, right? Make sure you apply that discount code. Do not pay full price. DM me your order number. DM me if you have any questions. I'll be on Instagram after this live. Thank you all for joining, and make sure you turn on your live notifications so you know when I'm live next tomorrow. Okay? Much love, everyone. Thank you for joining. Get your chalk, get your detox going, get the freaking Chadbo. Check that one out. It's life-changing. You'll be taking it every day. It's so incredible. And thank you. Okay? Thank you for joining. We'll see you guys in the next one, all right?